All right, we welcome you into the Fanrun TV watch party for Tennessee and Rutgers, presented by Surfside, as the Volunteers are in Las Vegas for the Players Era Tournament. And this is a big opportunity for Tennessee to get a couple of signature wins, signature matchups early in the season. A lot of out-of-conference play so far against some inferior opponents. Now Tennessee has the opportunity to play some real teams, some real competition on a really cool stage. I'm William Pattison, alongside with Sam Beard and John Reed. We'll be taking you for the next 2 hours, giving you our discourse and commentary on the game. And we want to hear from you as well on the YouTube chat. So make sure to chime in on there, give your thoughts as the game rolls on. And I'm excited to do this. I went there for the first time we did one of these watch-alongs.
No, it was very fun for the Tennessee-Arkansas football game. It was a little bit too stressful of a game in the first half, and then kind of annoying in the fourth quarter. Hopefully today is a little bit more stress-free, although the interesting thing about this tournament is style points matter. So Tennessee needs to win, and they need to win big if they're interested in getting the best possible opponent, or maybe even winning this thing on Wednesday.
Well, you play Houston tomorrow. That one is going to be at 6 o'clock. But today, 1 o'clock tip against a Rutgers team that fell to Central Connecticut over the weekend. They lost a bye game, as John Rothstein would say, the epitome of brutality. Sam, when you look at this matchup for Tennessee today, what do you look for Tennessee to showcase, and, kind of taking what you've seen in the first couple of matchups, what can they improve on from out-of-conference play?
Yeah, it's obviously kind of that next step up, I would say. Rutgers not necessarily a world-beating team like a Houston that you're going to see tomorrow, but it's power conference basketball at the end of the day, and Rutgers not really a team that instills a whole lot of fear in you, I would say. But I think this is a good kind of ramp up for Tennessee, and one that I think they should probably, to John's point about the style points, be going out there and hoping that they can get this thing off to a hot start from the jump.
You said it, William, but I agree. This feels like the unofficial beginning of the Tennessee basketball season. The preseason ball is over. This is the marquee non-conference tournament. This is the best one. Maui is dead. The battle for Atlantis is dead. The Players Era is here, and we are tipped off and underway. We got any action on the game? Because I'm sweating. I need Tennessee to score some points. I need Tennessee to cover. That's what I'm on here. Nothing like some 10 a.m. basketball. Let's try to make some money.
I got Tennessee to cover. I got the first half under, too, for a little sleepy 10 a.m. start in Vegas.
So you need the under. I need the over. Okay.
Just for the first half.
All right. Well, I need the boys to get out and run. Like I said, style points are going to matter here. William, anything you liked in this game? Tennessee to cover?
Well, yeah, I looked at the 15 as a good number. I think this is a just a more talented, more star-driven Tennessee team. Wasn't fascinated with Rutgers last year, despite all of their talent. Couple of injury notes. We'll add this in. Amari Abram gets the start over Bishop Boswell. Cade Phillips the start over J.P. Estrella.
Estrella and Boswell both available, neither
Correct.
starting. I did like the first possession. That ball movement was pretty good. Nate Ament getting a wide open corner three on your first possession. But as the story so far of the season, he continues to struggle from deep. Need him to kind of tighten up the shooting. That's been a disappointment so far early on.
Yeah, that was something that Greg Polinsky was asked about.
Gillespie.
Yeah.
There we go.
Gillespie knocks
We
in
need
a
some
triple.
shooting. Let's go. Need some shooting. Gillespie makes his. Nate misses his. But those two guys, the slow shooting for Ament aside, I think both of those guys going to be the best kind of 1-2 punch on the perimeter Tennessee's had in quite some time. I think Nate's only going to get better as the season goes on.
Yeah, again, Polinsky was asked about it last week and said that Ament is a much better shooter than he has displayed. And talk about some shooting.
That's
How
it,
about-
baby.
How about Felix Akpara from downtown?
3 licks.
Okay, so we actually 3 licks. I like that, Sam. At what point do we consider Felix an actual outside threat? Because he's at least showing that he will shoot the kind of above the break three, kind of trailing down, which I think is a very important shot for any big man. If you can just take that wide open down the court, because you're not really going to be guarded.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't even a guy within 10 feet of him on that one. So, I mean, if you're open, take it. And he's hit a couple. He had one against Tennessee State on Thursday night as well on the corner.
But those, so far I've seen him take them when there's not been pressure. Like,
Sure.
this is early on in the game, right? 2 minutes
Yeah.
into the game. Like, this isn't a desperation end of shot clock. That was a confident, like, hey, there's still 20 seconds left. I'm going to shoot it.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good touch. So I think at this point, you kind of have to consider that a part of Tennessee's arsenal.
I think you're going to see him do that quite a bit this year. And I think especially when you get into SEC play, just kind of keep some teams honest, keep some bigs out there on the perimeter, have them moving a little bit. I think Felix is going to be a guy who they feel pretty comfortable with shooting that 3 ball.
I got to be honest, I didn't see that coming at all watching him last year. Like the fact that he actually has a semi-reliable 3-point shot is crazy to me. It's a real testament to his work and for Tennessee's coaching staff. And quite frankly, for Rick Barnes allowing him to kind of take that shot. Like, we'd always heard about Jonas Adu's jump shooting. We heard, a couple other big men that just never really had the green light. I did not think Felix Akpara would be the one that kind of earned that trust. Tennessee, I like the pressure they're putting on early. It seems like Tennessee's biggest strength, or at least one of their biggest strengths, is going to be that they can go 10, 11 deep. So maybe a little Kim Caldwell action of like, hey, let's try to wear some of these teams down, especially in a tournament setting.
Well, that's also something I was intrigued by heading into this one, because your rotations have been pretty large over the last couple of games. Do you shrinking that up, especially interiorly? Like a Jalen Carey might not get as many minutes as he has in the past, stuff like that. That's what I'm looking for today. In addition, good
Big
play
time defensive play by Gillespie.
Yeah, big play from Gillespie there.
Gillespie's kind of flying around. You can just feel a different type of energy to this game already. The team looks crisper until that terrible pass there.
Bad timing there, yeah.
Until that terrible pass there. But the team looks crisper. There's a different type of energy. Rutgers, not a great team after losing that embarrassing game to Central Connecticut. They dropped out of the Kim Pom top 100, where I think they were hovering around 60 before that game. But this is a game Tennessee needs to win. It's one they need to win big.
Yeah, again, you pointed it out earlier in this tournament. In order to make it to that championship game, that the point differential is what's in play, but a couple of sloppy possessions here.
I said they were locked in. They immediately had 2 straight turnovers.
Yeah. That's not going to fly for Rick Barnes. Looks like.
See, I don't think the rotation is going to shrink just yet. I think with the fact this is a 3 games in 3 days type of thing, I think you're going to have the deep bench still be used. Now, when we get to Illinois or Louisville, or, of course, conference play, maybe that changes, but I do think you still rely on your depth for multiple reasons. A, because you are deeper than other teams, but B, I still think you're trying to see how guys are going to respond to these type of games and to these type of environments. I don't know if Rick Barnes knows who his best 8 are or his best 10 are just yet, so I think you got to let that work itself out.
Yeah, Jalen Carey and Ethan Berg, the first substitutions for the Vols. Carey picks up a quick foul. And this is going to be Dylan Grant leads Rutgers in scoring on the season with 16.6 points per game, 7 boards. Their best player to this point in the year.
Man, was that foul on Carey or
I
was
was
that
gonna
on
say, that
Nate?
looked like Ament.
Yeah, was that Nate on the reach-in or was that on Carey? I hope it was on Carey because Ament's, of course, a bigger player for us at this point when you look at Tennessee's depth, but a good missed free throw there. Let's go, boys. We need to keep the pace. 2 points a minute. We need 2 points a minute to hit this first half over. We can afford one
Under.
Over a
Under.
team total. Over on the team total.
I've got that too, but we'll get it in the second half.
We need 2 points a minute for the most part. Let's get a bucket. We had 6 2 minutes into the game, and now we're screeching to a halt.
Real quick, how about all the advertisements on the
Too
screen
much.
here? We got MGM, we got Sam's Club, we got Lily. It's all over the place.
Surfside, shout out to Surf. These rosters, right? Each team gets a guaranteed $1 million. This is a NIL tournament, so as the field grows, the endorsements and advertising has to grow as well. Last year, I haven't seen if it's changed, but last year the top 4 teams got an extra $1 million to split among the roster. So there's some incentive for winning here. I haven't seen anything say different, so I assume it's the same thing. So you do want to perform well in this tournament. You're not here just to collect a check. You want to collect 2 checks. Tennessee in a little bit of an offensive drought here.
Zone look here for Rutgers.
Yeah, a couple of rough possessions for Tennessee offensively.
I think I should have knocked on wood.
Yeah,
I take
John
it back. I
jinxed
said
us.
they were locked in. I said they were ready to go offensively, and they were sharp, and we have come out and had, I believe, 4 straight empty possessions after that. We got Bergen along with Carey. Those are the first 2 off the bench. This is where the Tennessee's lack of shooting is going to.
Yeah, 2-3 zone here for Rutgers and a deep
There you go.
three
There we
from
go.
Gillespie. There you
Gillespie's
go.
got to shoot him out of it.
Yep.
Gillespie's got to shoot him out of that
From
zone.
downtown.
That is, he should be a 43, 44 type % of shooter. I mean, I think that's what he did at Maryland. He should have just as much talent around him on this team. I expect him to kind of hover around that here for Tennessee. He'd gotten off to a little bit of a slow start, but he's been ticking upwards in his shooting, and nice for him to hit that one a couple feet behind the line. A good zone buster. Nate.
Oh,
I can't pass that up.
Oh, Nate. That's a red flag. Red flag for Nate there. A wide open corner 3.
Another deep
Gillespie
three.
from deep. That's
Bang.
that range. That's that range.
Jacoby Gillespie.
All love and respect to Zakai Ziegler, but he didn't have that. He didn't have that scoring capability. He didn't have that shooting capability. To me, that is obviously a key difference moving forward for this team. And if you could just get Ament going, like I've been saying, you can have maybe your best 1-2 punch on the perimeter that you've had in a long, long time, if not ever.
I really think the thing that impresses me the most about Gillespie is the arc on the shot. You see it on both threes. He just drilled for Tennessee there. But, I mean, he's a guy that can shoot from anywhere on the court. And right now at this point in the season, your best player on the team, the guy that has to facilitate all of your offense. I think Ament could be that. But right now, Gillespie, large and in charge for the Volunteers at the first media timeout, 12-7. Tennessee leads.
Sam, what would you set the number at right now when we just look at Tennessee's entire season? Jacoby Gillespie's high mark for threes made in a game will be what?
Ooh. Man, I think there's a game he goes out there and gets 6, 7 threes maybe.
6 seems low. I would take the over if you say it at 6.5. I think there's going to be one where he at least hits 7.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go higher than 7. William, will you go higher than 7?
I'd probably stay around in that range. I'd go more, 5 to 7. But I mean, already you've already had a really strong start. I'm thinking as the season goes on, there's going to be, some of the, I guess, the attention and some of the responsibility will be dispersed. Hopefully, if things go correctly, to where you're not going to have to get a Gillespie to make 6, 7 threes a night. To where, Amari Abram can get involved, Ethan Berg. Like that, I think, is ideal if you can find that secondary 3-point shooter on the perimeter.
To me, he is just such a heat check guy.
Yeah.
Like I think he's going to have games where he shoots 13 or 14 of them, and I think you're going to see him have a night where he is just on fire and ends up hitting 6 or 7 of them. I just think
Sure.
he's like even so far in this year against the Balt wins, he's had multiple games where he's already shot 10.
That's what I'm saying. Like the sample size of him just going out there and attempting double-digit threes already seems to be pretty large.
William, you said he had 2. He's already got 3. Like
already got 3.
Yeah, he's already got 3 in this game. So like he's 3 for 4, and at times like for better or worse, and maybe this is a red flag until Nate steps it up, but like he's going to be the bailout guy, and he's going to be the guy that has to kind of do the scoring. It has to kind of be the offense. Like Tennessee is light at the 2 guard, of course, and until Nate becomes more aggressive, he's going to be asked to do a lot.
I think there's a solid balance between the two, though, right now, at least, just from I think you see Nate have like a much better ability to get to the free throw line, whereas Gillespie's just a much better perimeter player, I think.
Yeah, but that corner 3 we saw Nate turn down. Like he's got to take that shot. And I imagine Rick Barnes is yelling at him, telling him that right now. Like you got to be able. The worst basketball players on the court shoot open corner 3s. You just have to take that shot. That's where they always put me in pickup. I just hung out at the corner 3 and just do that, and then maybe crash and get some rebounds. But even when I get the open corner 3, you got to shoot those. So Nate, I like that sometimes he feels like he's letting the game come to him for better or worse, but sometimes you gotta be a little bit more aggressive there.
Getting our first Bishop Boswell minutes. He was a guy that has been banged up over the last couple of games.
So right now coming out, there you go, Boswell.
Way to dive on the ground, bang around on the ground.
That's how you do it. Old possession arrow. Where's it at on TNT? I can't see it. Who's got the arrow? Am I missing where they're putting it up there?
I don't know if they even have it up there.
All right, TNT, we got to step it up. I know you do mostly, or I guess you don't anymore, but NBA basketball, college game, we got to have this arrow.
Well, TNT's got a ton of games. They've got exclusive rights to Big 12 and Big East basketball this year. So
you would think they've called enough tournament games. So coming out of the timeouts, we got Gillespie on the bench for Boswell. All right, so we got Carey and Akpar out there with Berg, Boswell, and Ament. So this feels like what we're talking about, where either A, you're going to have to beat them up with your size, as you see there, an offensive rebound, 2 offensive rebounds and a putback. You got a lot of size with Nate, Akpar, and Carey, so you're going to need to just beat them up down low. And then also, of course, going to need Ament to kind of run the offense here for you, I think.
That's a 5 where you just can't have Ament playing timid the way he looked in the first couple minutes. That's one where you got to go out there and prove why you're a 5-star.
But that's the thing about Ament. Like, I know that he hasn't looked like Boozer. I know he hasn't looked like, the other big-time 5-stars, but the size, like, that's something I'm really interested in to watch tomorrow against Houston, because Tennessee just didn't have enough size last year. This year they do. Like, look here with Carey, Nate, and Akpar. Those are 3 long, athletic guys.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not so athletic with Carey, but like 3 long, beefy boys.
Gonna be an offensive foul here on Rutgers. And that size, I think, is a big differential this year, because last year in a lot of those SEC games, you would get caught up in foul trouble as JP Estrella makes his first appearance for the Vols.
Wow. So the bone bruise, people were thinking it might be a 3 to 6 week injury. I thought maybe he'd be back for SEC play. He misses 1 game?
Yeah. I mean, great to see him back out there. Obviously, we'll see how much he plays, and he's got that brace on that knee. But, I mean, through the games he was playing, I thought he was Tennessee's 3rd best player by far.
Let's see. They're going right to him right there on the block. Little sky hook. Okay, but there you go again.
Going to be a push on Carey.
That's all right. I don't love those, fouls if you're Carey. But at the same time, that's an energy foul. That's one that you're not being timid in. It's not like you just didn't move your feet on defense. You were trying to.
We got Amari Evans in the game
early. Like I said, I don't think the rotation is shrinking. I think it's going to get bigger.
Amari Evans. This is probably his earliest appearance of the season.
So he comes in for Aments. They added up the possession arrow. There
we go.
They are wrong with where it's at, but they got one up there now. So.
Yeah, possession arrow there now, says the chat. So this is
good job by producer Zach on getting our scoreboard ready.
Yeah.
Here on here. He had the possession arrow up before TNT did. So.
Yeah. So this is an interesting. I don't think we've seen this collection of guys together yet this season. You got Gillespie, Boswell, Brown, Amari Evans makes his first appearance of the day, and then JP Estrella.
I don't love that we are still kind of experimenting right here, but at the same time,
I like Evans, though. I think Evans is a guy that, at least defensively on the wing can be very versatile.
there you go, off and running.
Yep.
Nice
Smooth.
finish.
Smooth.
Gillespie's got so much swag.
He is a lead offensive player. He is an
Yeah.
elite scorer.
Now that 13 cat for Rutgers is interesting looking. He's got to get a new barber.
Did Rutgers fire their coach last year for failing with 2 first-round picks, or did?
Well, here's the problem.
That's a good question,
Here's the problem. They got 2 first-round picks, but they filled out the roster with a bunch of like D2 players. Like they just weren't that. They just went all in on 2 guys.
Take you to the promised land.
They said, give us 2 NBA players and let's figure out the rest.
They've heard the hypothetical every March Madness of like, how far could Giannis carry a team? They're like, hey, if we get 2 of these like lottery picks, how far can they carry us? Turns out it's to the NIT, or I don't even know if they made the NIT. It's not to the tournament. It's not to the tournament.
Yeah, they were a team you could have seen the signs last year though. They lost to Kennesaw State on the road. Hootie hoo. Got an upset early last year. I didn't think Rutgers did what they should have with that group, but it didn't help that they had a bunch of, just kind of 8th and 9th man type players in their starting lineup.
Second TV timeout, 16-7. How are we feeling?
Well, I think you had a couple of bad offensive possessions. You had a little bit of a cluster there of turnovers, but so far you're getting the production you needed from one of your best players in Jacoby Gillespie. What, he got 11 points now, 11 of Tennessee's 16 with those 3 threes and that layup. So I think you're doing your job, at least getting into some offense, getting off to a hot start, and then defensively, I mean, Rutgers is struggling from the field. I think you've got the numbers in front of you, but I think you've done a great job switching. You talk about that length. It's been on display early in this one.
3 of 11 from the field for Rutgers. 1 of 3 from 3. Tennessee, 6 of 14 from the field. That's 43%. But some hot shooting led by Okpara and Gillespie. Those guys have combined to go 4 of 5.
I find
Nate's
it
0 for 1.
interesting that pretty much all of your production has come from guys that they've got some familiarity with some games like this. And I think what's been kind of weird watching Tennessee to start is you haven't had those, Zakais and Jamais that have played in so many college basketball games. I still feel like even in a game like this against someone like Rutgers, it's still kind of a feeling out process for a lot of these players. And I don't think it's a coincidence that guys like Gillespie and Felix that have proven college production are out there playing their best.
They don't call him Sam Good Point Beard for no reason, folks, because, you got 16 points. 11 from Gillespie, who helped take Maryland to, the Sweet 16 last year.
Crab 5.
And Okpara with the other 5 points, of course, a big part of Tennessee's Elite 8 team. They are the ones kind of carrying the load for you here. Gillespie's smooth, man. He's good on offense. I like his jump shot. It's kind of a set shot, a lot of arc on it. It's a mystery after every kind of timeout, every dead ball. Who does Rick Barnes come back with when it comes to his 5-man rotation?
That was a crazy lineup that we just threw out there with all those freshmen.
Give it a try. Let's run it. Like I said, keep the legs fresh, but keep in mind, Barnes, we are trying to win this game by A, at least 15 points, but B, maybe 20, 25, 30 if you're actually trying to make a run here and get into the money, which I'm sure the players all want to get to the money.
So Phillips checks in for Estrella. You've got Gillespie, Boswell, Brown, Evans, and Phillips.
Okay. A little full court pressure here.
Oh,
From Rutgers.
Evans does not look like a freshman just physically, though.
No,
he looks
he
like a guy
doesn't.
who's been in that program for 3 years now.
and after the game on Thursday, him and Amari Abram came back out and shot around for about 30 minutes. So I think Evans is a guy that, once
Another one for Gillespie.
Man, that's a little
That's a good
deep.
board.
That's all right, though. Sometimes that's the best pass. Like, we got size down there. It's good. We're all right. Okay, Abrams.
That's Evans.
Oh, Evans. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Evans with some aggression driving into the paint.
It's a big miss by me. I was trying to say Evans and came out with Abrams, but I like the aggression though. From a freshman that you're surprised he's got the minutes in there, and he just no timidness. Bishop Boswell would have just sat out there and held the ball for a while last year. Jemai Mashak, his first couple of years, would have done the same thing. Not for that.
Oh, good pass.
Ooh.
Good find. Good play.
You can always count on Tennessee to have a good baseline out of bounds play.
Yeah, good blob play there.
Barnes pretty good at drawing them out of timeouts. And there's 2 more points. Shooting for a 3rd point for Gillespie. To give him, 14? 14 early? Over under 33. What are we taking?
I'll go under.
You're
30.
going under?
Yeah, I
31 and a half. Still taking under? Sam? He's got 14 already if it's his free throw, a fourth of the way into the game.
He's going to have 20 at least by halftime. I might take that over. Might swim.
It'd be a big statement from him.
It would.
Come out and score 30, 35 in this first game. And
it'd be following kind of a trend, too, of these transfer portal players, kind of the best portal player from the class to come in and drop 30 in an early out-of-conference game. We saw Connect have a big game against North Carolina. We saw Lanier last year. What was that big Lanier? I guess Virginia last year, or either Virginia or Baylor.
Baylor, he was shooting the lights out.
Yeah, I think it might have been Baylor. But
the whole team, the first half, came out and scored 56, 57. That was a night. We laughed. We were doing a voluntary reaction, but Vols 1085 said this was the best Tennessee team of all time after the first half against Baylor. And I got to say that they went to the Elite Eight. They had a chance to prove him right.
It wasn't too far off.
No, it was funny watching that though. And then, the team played well afterwards. 19 points through 9.5 minutes. Pretty good for the team totals that I need. Tennessee looking good there. Sam, what's the under pacing? How many points a minute do you need for the under? What was the first half under? Like 66?
Yeah, 66 and a half was the total number.
Now this guy, he kind of it might just be the number, but he kind of looks like Bogdanovich a little bit.
Just about to say that.
I was checking the barber for him earlier.
He looked like that in the face.
Yeah.
There we go,
taking
Ament.
it coast to coast. Looked like he might have gotten away with a travel,
right there.
but gets it to go. Nate Ament gets on the board. Just those long strides.
That's where he can kill you, too, is just those getting to the rim, man.
12-3 run. That's our first run graphic. Those are always a good thing when they're on your side. Well, I guess you don't want the scoring drought one to pop up, but a 12-3 run for the Volunteers. Get a double-digit lead for the first time in the game. Bogdanovich
for 3.
Bogdanovich.
He really does look like him.
Yeah.
Maybe like a little Kirk Creesa in there, too.
Yeah, I could see it. Tennessee 4 of 8 from 3. Rutgers 2 for 4. Aim it for a triple. Struggle to shoot from beyond the arc. Oh my goodness.
Ooh. Just a bit outside.
Aim it struggled to shoot from behind the arc throughout the season, but when that shot starts falling, that's going to be a really tough guard for any team. And you see strides like these to the basket. That's what made him a 5-star prospect coming out of high school.
They call a foul there too, or no?
No. Just through the contact.
I like to see him handle the ball here too. Because we've been looking for, a 2-guard.
There we go.
There it is. Perfect.
Good shot here.
Got to hit that. That's
Bang.
basketball.
There we go.
That's the Gillespie Nate Ament 2-man game that I think gives this Tennessee team a chance to go to the Final Four and to do something the program hasn't done, because you got 2 elite perimeter players. That was smooth right there. That was an NBA type of play. Cade Phillips will get on the ground.
The winter soldier.
Come on.
That's why they're shooting 1-1 now. Tennessee. It is something to keep an eye on. 8 fouls already, in 11 minutes. The depth is there. Carey's the only guy with multiple, but now all 5 of your starters have a foul each. Dwayne Brown the other foul off the bench.
Rick Barnes get a self tan or something? He looks a little tanner than usual.
He's been out in Vegas, man. Just was that by the pool?
It ain't by the ocean.
This guy.
Is that the guy you called Bogdanovich?
Yeah, he looks, I mean,
he look like him?
Yeah, he looks like he's related to a Bogdanovich, at least, if he's not Bogdan himself. A great start for Tennessee offensively. 24 points in 11 minutes. Defensively, how do we feel? Giving up, like I said, a bunch of fouls.
Well, I think you're still creating tough shots for them, or forcing tough shots, I should say. You don't love that you're already at 8 fouls before the third media timeout, but
yeah, this is one of those times where I think we're going to beg for the women's rules where they reset the fouls, after quarters and separate it in 10 minutes, because now they're going to be shooting free throws the final 9 minutes of the half.
Another good shot for Gillespie here. Bang.
He's so smooth.
And y'all might go over your bet here just today.
I think Gillespie's threes. You guys saying that 7, or William, you taking the being hesitant to say he even hit 7. He might do it in the first half if they keep letting him shoot, because he is feeling it. He's on fire. There's a good save. It's a good finish. Yeah. Nate was there. So far, this is a pretty good Tennessee team.
Is Gillespie outscoring Rutgers overall?
He is. He at least has 17, right? So I think it's 17-17. Make it 19. Gillespie is on fire. Fan him off. You talked about the transfers. Of course, Connect, Lanier, those are guys stepping up competition. We know Gillespie can do this against big level competition.
Yeah.
But, when he announced he was coming to Tennessee, I don't think it got enough national love. I think all Tennessee fans were excited. Of course, the East Tennessee connection, seeing what he did. But, Sam, we talked about it a lot on Talk Sports, airing every day right here from 8 to 11. But I feel like Tennessee was undervalued in all the preseason top 25s and all the SEC projections, because Gillespie should be getting talked about more like a conference player of the year type of player. What they said about Owe, that's what they should have been saying about Gillespie. He proved way more last season watching him play and lead a team than Owe did at Kentucky, I thought.
Yeah, and I think it's just kind of lazy projecting by some people. I go back to talking about those 4 to 5 year players. I think it's easy for some of these people from a national perspective to be like, oh, well, they got all this returning talent and they've been on the cusp of a Final Four for this long with all these players, so we can just slot them in there. But then, you come into this season and you don't have that, but Gillespie's a guy that, I've been saying ever since he committed that he's going to provide more of an offensive spark than anything that Ziegler was ever able to do. So, yeah, I think this is just a guy that is going to completely change the offensive ceiling of this team this year.
What if we do a first ever basketball watch along and Gillespie drops 50?
Got to do
it. He's on pace for it. He's on pace for it.
What if we are his good luck charm and he drops 50?
We're going to be sitting here on a Tuesday afternoon when it starts at 9:30 at night, and we're going to have to talk through it.
6 o'clock tomorrow. 6 o'clock tomorrow, right, for Houston. We are going to be at Barley's. Now, maybe Wednesday for the championship. We'll have to be here for that. Because I imagine if Gillespie drops 50, Tennessee is going to win this one going away. But, yeah, we'll be at Barley's tomorrow. Going to do a live radio remote and then hang out and watch Tennessee, Houston, an Elite 8 rematch. Sam, anything Will Warren say today on Talk Sports change what you think about Houston or give you hope? Because he said, hey, this is the right time to get Houston, and that they are – even looking last year, if you remember, they got off to a little bit of a slow start before they just took off and dominated.
Yeah, I think I agree with him in terms of just this is the best time to go play a Houston team. For as much talent as they still have on that roster, there still are some key elements of last year's team that are kind of gone there, and I think they've got some guys that are much like Tennessee, kind of trying to figure out some new spots, and so, yeah, I think this is probably your best chance to kind of go get them. And he said Auburn went out there and gave them a pretty good game, and I feel pretty good about where Tennessee's at kind of compared to Auburn. I think I feel better about where Tennessee's at compared to Auburn. So I got a solid feeling. I don't think we're going to go out there and smoke Houston, but I think it's going to be a very competitive game.
Rutgers minus 12.5 against Jacoby Gillespie for the game. What are you taking? Because right now he is winning 19-17. 8:30 for the championship on Wednesday.
Those are the worst kind of graphics to get popped up. I mean, it's good for us, but like whenever that's your team and you're someone else's individual players outscoring you as an entire team.
You know, as a Hawks fan that watched Luka come in and score 70 that one game, it was pretty brutal watching them just keep popping that up. It wasn't fun. Every time I look up, this guy's shooting free throws.
Well, I was about to say, speaking of the Hawks, Bogdanovich back at the line.
Every time I look up, he's shooting free throws.
Yeah.
Stop fouling. Who picked up that one? That was Abram. All right, so he's got 2 fouls now. So a little bit of foul trouble piling up. A missed 1-and-1. Good for the under. Good for Tennessee's over. Get the ball back. Let's go. We are trending well. I just want to see Gillespie keep shooting.
A little out of control there from Ament. Looks like Boswell might have gotten away with a push. But
Will Warren called, said Ament sometimes looks like a young dog that's just kind of getting his legs. His body's a little bit too big for his legs.
there you
at
go.
times,
There's
but
that
that's how you get it in.
size and one.
Man, look, this game right here. Look, I know Rutgers is bad. But this game right here, you've seen a dominant inside presence when it comes to just rebounding and just being able to be big around the rim. And you've seen some pretty good point guard play, knocking down open shots and getting to the rim. That complementary basketball, like that well-rounded basketball. We haven't had that, it doesn't feel like, in a long time. And if Okpara can be we keep talking about looking for a third scorer. Okpara has it in him to average, 13.5, 14 points this season, just off of a lot of just like dunks and putbacks. Hit his free throws, maybe knock down a jumper a time or two. Every other game, maybe he hits a 3, and he can be a 14-point game scorer.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing is just that perimeter threat to help with spacing and stuff like that, because you're going to play better teams.
I'm so sick of this guy. Zaro, what's his name? Zaro?
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got Nate getting at the top.
Get downhill.
There he is picking up a foul. Where are they? Are we in the bonus yet? No, they're at 6 fouls now.
Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
Grant's second, though. Grant's their best player on the season.
Well, besides Zorro.
Well, Zorro, yeah.
Whatever the hell this guy is, he's coming off the bench and pulling. Zemo. ZMO is his name. Lucky that wasn't an N1.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I was right in Boswell's eye.
Zorno.
Zorno.
Zerno.
Oh, that looks like an M right here on ESPN. Right there. It looks like, or maybe I'm just getting old and going blind, but that looks like an M for sure.
Yeah. Zerno.
Yeah. 12-point lead through 14 minutes. Trending good for the cover, trending good for a 20-point victory. That's a foul. Yeah, that's a foul. Come on. All right, so now we get free throws. There we go.
Yeah, it'll be 1-on-1 for Ament. Back-to-back fouls for the Scarlet Knights.
See, that's the NBA talent right there. Like when the play kind of breaks down and you got to scramble. I thought that's what kind of, obviously Ament's a better prospect, but like I thought Lanier didn't really live up to that last year, right? Like Connect was that guy that could kind of handle, get to the mid-range post and kind of force something. I thought Lanier kind of struggled with that for most of the year, right? Like he didn't really want to go in the paint. He didn't really want to drive to the rim until late in the season. Then I do think it kind of helped unlock him. Ament seems very comfortable. And of course, at his size and athleticism, he's either going to be able to get around the big guy to get there or just shoot over a smaller defender.
I don't feel like you trusted Lanier last year just getting downhill ball handling wise. Like it felt like you had to, find a lot of pin down screen action and stuff with him. Whereas like Ament, I just feel like you've got that. There we go.
That was pretty.
There we go.
We'll see.
Come on.
No, you got to count the basket.
We'll see if it counts.
Count the basket. Count the basket. There you go.
There
Count
you
the
go.
basket.
That's a pretty play. Even before the shot, Gillespie gets really good separation here.
Just another one of those. Look, you get it off of offensive rebounds. You miss a free throw, you get an offensive rebound. Okpara is able to kind of smack it out. And then you get kind of that perfect driving kick. That old school John Wall kicking it out. Now Kentucky didn't have any damn shooters, but Tennessee, Gillespie getting there and then able to kind of boom right over to Nate.
Rick saying, why can't I let my guy put an elbow in his arm?
Was that Brown? Was that Brown on the offensive foul?
Yeah, they're going to take this for review. Maybe just see A, if there was anything flagrant, and then B, if
the shot was in motion.
Shot was in motion.
Shots up.
Yeah, shots up.
Shots got to count. I don't.
That's just
weight room. That's not a flagrant. Yeah, that's just like, hey, I'm boxing out and you ain't big enough.
Yeah, Dwayne Brown, even though he's a freshman, man, he is built and has got some.
He's an Alabama
strength.
boy. He's an Alabama boy. I got a feeling he had a lot of biscuits and gravy growing up. He is a big old boy. But that's just another foul for Tennessee. So 10 fouls, 2 of your big guys on the bench. Now with 2 fouls.
We got a coach's kid wiping the floor off. We can't get our equipment managers out to Vegas.
You know, funds were tight, I guess.
Well, especially, I thought this was an NIL tournament, John.
That's where all the money had to
funds
go.
Were tight in Maui, not here.
That's where the funds had to go. I don't know. Maybe the players are at the dice table or something, or the trainers are at the dice table. It'd be bad to be out in Vegas right now and not be able to go out and actually like experience Vegas. You're just stuck buying $25 meals and being distracted, hearing all the loud noises. Oh, there's a pretty waterfall. There's a water fountain. Tennessee's smooth offensively right now, 36 points in 14 minutes.
I think that best play of the day was coming off that Gillespie assist to Ament just a second ago. Just the attention that Gillespie draws when he drives inside.
Especially if you add the offensive rebound off the free throw to it. There's some aggression from Nate. There's some aggression.
Ament feeling comfortable.
Threes. We talked about him being more aggressive. We talked about the shooting.
Off the dribble, that looked like a little Harden move right there.
Yeah, that he's flashing the NBA game right now. Like the driving, the 2-man game with Gillespie, a big steal, coast to coast.
Throw one down here, Nate.
On him.
Come on. You got 6'11". Throw one down.
41 points in under 15 minutes. First bet of the day, producer Zach, cash it. Over 36.5 first half, cash it. They are relentless right now. You know, Sam, we talked about on Talk Sports how we hoped that maybe Ament was just one of those guys waiting for the brighter lights, right? Mm-hmm. Like when these games mattered, that, you know, he would flip the switch. It does seem like so far that has been the case with him.
This is tough right here.
Yeah. He's like, you got this big goofy white guy here guarding him on the perimeter. That's not going to go well. This is the 5-star we've been wanting to see right here. Would have liked to dunk there. Would have liked to dunk. That feels like complaining about Josh Heupel kicking a field goal to go up 31-0 instead of 35, though, in the swamp. Give him a little rest here before the TV timeout. Smart moves. Whenever you can plan around those 4s and get your player a couple extra minutes while only missing maybe a minute of game time. Say that again, Zach? Okay, yeah, do the next TV timeout.
Well, I think, you know, the final minutes of the first half and the first 4 in the second half, very key. And, you know, in a couple of these games last year, especially against UCLA, Tennessee dominated the first 4 in the final, or the final 4 in the first 4 on a neutral site.
Kind of want Boswell to shoot that, but another foul. Kind of want Boswell to shoot that when you get there. You definitely can't throw a bounce pass there at somebody's feet, right? Like if you're going to pass it, it's got to be just up in the air and hope that Akpara can jam it. But I thought Gillespie did a good job. He wanted to pull that. He wanted to shoot that one again, but he's like, I will run some offense. Is that what Barnes is telling him? Shoot it. He's telling Boswell. He's telling Boswell to shoot that. Yeah. Boswell's got to shoot that little floater there. But yeah, William, you were right about the last part of the first half, early part of the second half. Tennessee did put UCLA to bed there. And it's one of those you just sprint. You sprint to the finish line. We'll see what they can do here. It's a 17-point game, shooting for 16. We'll see how they handle these last 4.5 minutes. We got the starters in there.
You've got
two bench
Amari
guys in,
Evans
yeah.
checked back in. You've got Gillespie, Boswell, Evans,
Yeah.
Akpara, and Phillips.
Okay, so not,
Or excuse me, not Phillips, Estrella.
yeah. So really just Akpara and
I think
Gillespie as far
I think
as starters.
Estrella at full health, I think, is a starter.
Last thing about this deep team is you could say the same thing about, Boswell started a couple of these games.
Going to be a foul down low on Rutgers. That'll be their
Gillespie's
eighth.
feeling it so much he tried to bank a shot in just to check to see if he had that type of touch.
It'll be their eighth. Estrella will shoot 1-1.
Feels like all the big men pretty decent at the free throw line. Is that fair to say? Like I don't dread any of them being up there at it. As I sit here and jinx Estrella, we'll see.
No.
Smooth.
Love that.
Yeah, but Akpara, this summer, I think really worked on his offensive game. That was something that Barnes had talked about. Even like Jay Billis had mentioned it over the summer too when doing a preview for this team. I think his touch has gotten better, and I think he's had a great start to the season, career high a couple of nights ago.
Looking at his game log, he didn't shoot any free throws the first 3 games. Now the last 2, he has gone 4 for 4 and 4 for 4. So a perfect 8-0 or 8 for 8, excuse me, on the season. Kind of crazy he didn't shoot any free throws the first 3 games though.
It's a quick trigger right there.
Yeah, Rutgers has hit a couple of those nice threes to keep them at least in respectable range.
I don't know. This feels like a 6-11 tournament game, something like that.
6-11. I was going to say this feels more like a 2-15 is what it feels like to me.
Well, okay. Well,
you're
Rutgers
talking
wouldn't
about
be.
Rutgers.
Yeah,
well, Rutgers ain't going to be a.
I'm just saying like Rutgers wouldn't be a 15 seed. Just just the teams comparison.
Let's make it a.
I don't think Rutgers will be a tournament team.
Let's make it a 3-11 second round matchup. Then Rutgers got lucky and pulled an upset because I think Tennessee's better than a 6. Like I think they have shown that. Right now they're playing a team that'll be.
I wasn't saying I wasn't saying that Tennessee's going to be a 6 seed. I was just from the visual perspective of watching 2 major programs play.
This feels like Rutgers pulled an upset. They won their first 4 game, pulled an upset, and now they're running into a juggernaut that's actually like playing good.
Or maybe we'll make it a 1 versus 8 or 1 versus 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, William low on the boys. They're out here dropping 50 points.
No. You see, I was just doing it from a visual perspective, not saying that Tennessee was going to be a 6 seed. I was just doing it from a visual perspective of the type of game it looks like.
Zach, go ahead and pull up that schedule for the rest of the day. You got a full day of Vegas basketball. The second game should be starting basically in 10 minutes. Is that Baylor coming up? You can get a look at Cam Carr and Baylor. William, which game of this are you most looking forward to watching tonight? Is it Alabama Gonzaga or something else?
I'd probably look at St. John's versus Iowa State. Iowa State's had some really good guard play over the last couple of years. St. John's always going to be a team that draws a ton of attention with Pitino, and they've got a really talented roster themselves. So, I think it'd be easy to look at Gonzaga and Alabama, but St. John's, Iowa State, in terms of the guard play, I'm intrigued by.
Sam, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, like William, it's hard not to pick Bama Gonzaga. I like that Auburn-Oregon game. I'm just very interested in Stephen Pearl and what he's doing with that Auburn group that's got a ton of talent on paper. How is he going to kind of translate that group? Dana Altman always has a really solid Oregon group that just, maybe if they don't start off hot, it feels like you always get to tournament time and they're sitting there at least in the Sweet 16. So to me, that's kind of a preview of a team that always kind of has it together versus Auburn, who's still kind of figuring it out.
Alabama 17-1 to win this thing. I'm intrigued by just if they get by this Gonzaga game, they play UNLV tomorrow at midnight. So they're the last game of the day, so they should know how many points they have to win by to advance. I think for the 17-1 odds, that's a nice play as far as I'm concerned.
Is that an unfair advantage for some teams?
You would think so. You would think
you
so.
Get 2 early games or something like that, and you don't really know what you got to do there.
Well, I think it might be a good thing for Tennessee though, because you're setting the pace. I do think getting Rutgers game 1 is nice because you should just come out and win by as many points as possible, and then set yourself up against Houston where you can just win by one and be in good shape.
Comment section, T Full 5 goes, Cuse moneyline sprinkle ? Taking on Houston tonight.
You guys know more about it than I do. I feel like Syracuse hasn't been a program the last couple of years that's been worth a sprinkle of a money line against anybody.
Well, Houston's once again really good defensively, and
Kion Anthony get a little Syracuse.
I do
magic,
I think Kion Anthony's really fun to watch, but I wouldn't bet on Syracuse at this point in the season up against a more established team and staff for Houston. So
it's a good hate bet, T-Full.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's just bet on Syracuse and let's just hate watch Houston.
That graphic right there, Gillespie and Ament with now 34 points.
That's the dream though, right?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you had hoped for. This is making me so pumped up seeing them, the first game that matters, come out and do this in the first half. I think we all would have been pretty okay if that was their full game total.
I was going to say, we talked about like 45 to 50 as a split betwing those two guys.
Yeah. And for them to come out and have now, 35 in 17 minutes?
Yeah, 34 with that. I think if Tennessee wants to be an Elite Eight, second weekend, Final Four level team, you've got to have that type of production night in and night out in SEC play in order to get a seeding that puts you in a good spot. And then in the tournament, you're going to need Gillespie and Ament to be those guys so far.
Push it.
In this neutral site game they have.
Don't give the zone time to set up if they're trying to do that. And otherwise, just get your mismatch. Let's go.
Looks like they've gone back to man. Berg with a bad pass. He's had a couple of those this year.
Yeah.
Trying to get that higher up, maybe for a lob opportunity.
Yeah, it's another one I was just talking about with Boswell. You don't want to throw the bounce pass at somebody's shin. The Barnes take him immediately out.
Yeah,
good.
Barnes chewing him out.
That's a bad pass.
Oh, no, it is. Yeah. And if you put that up high enough, that's an opportunity for a dunk. You've got a 6'11 JP Estrella. Throw him the lob and let him take it down.
Barnes is still fiery, man. He's still got that fire. He's still scary. He commands respect when he's yelling at you. You can see the players just kind of shrink a little bit when they're yelling. It's like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They do seem intense and listening.
Aiden Sadati on the YouTube chat.
Shout out to Aiden, my boy.
Notre Dame plus 5.5. Absolutely free.
Who did Notre Dame have?
Notre Dame's got
wasn't Oregon, right? Oregon.
No.
Kansas.
Peterson's still banged up.
Okay.
That is a small line as Gillespie
Let's go.
takes a smaller defender to the cup.
Score 50, Jacoby. Score 50. I think the secret's going to be out on Tennessee after this game. You could have gotten Tennessee, I believe, at plus 750 to make the Final Four. They were down at 30-1 to win the title. I do think this type of performance might be an eye-opener that gets them down in the teens, like the 8 plus 1,800 plus, 1,700.
Well, I'd still look for tomorrow to be a better litmus test. Again, this Rutgers team losing to Central Connecticut over the weekend. They're not nowhere near as talented as Tennessee. They don't have a true star.
I think it's more just about Gillespie and Nate together.
And that, and I don't disagree there, but I want to see what it looks like up against. And Houston is one of the best teams, so that might not even be fair. But, maybe in that third game, what do you look like? Because you already knew that you were playing Rutgers, See,
almost the third game, I'd say. Yeah, it's the third game. Can't really judge anybody's legs playing back-to-back-to-back days. Those aren't.
Sure.
You don't really ever have to do that ever at any level of basketball that matters. So I think it's all about Houston. I think it's all about Houston tomorrow. But again, it's just Gillespie and Ament and the shooting and the two-man game that's got me excited. Tennessee, well on pace to drop over 50 points in this half as long as they don't, get shut out over the final 2 minutes here. Sam, it doesn't appear that under.
No.
That first half under.
Getting into the bonus with 9 minutes in the first half never is a good sign for that.
Yeah, having Gillespie having one player have 21, I think himself isn't good for that either. Maybe 20.
I'm happy to lose right there with the way that we've looked.
Maybe 23 actually for him. People were mad at us during the Arkansas football watch party because things were things were slow for the Vols. The defense got off to a bad start. The offense got off to a bad start. But the football team doesn't have anything on the basketball team right now because they are playing well and almost playing a perfect half. They can just quit fouling.
Yeah, foul trouble is something to watch for. But, I mean, again, putting up, 50 points almost in your first game against a power level opponent, I'd say that's pretty impressive.
Who's our closing five here? We got Estrella and Boswell.
Yeah, Boswell, Ament,
Kobe.
Estrella.
Okay, so we got basically the
Yeah.
starters
Yeah.
that we would most likely have during a healthy.
Yeah, this has been your starting group before.
Yeah.
See if we can aim it more. Another shot here.
Just got him on an island. Let him get to that
Smaller
post.
defender and one.
And
Got
one.
it. Take it.
Let's go. That
I need some.
and he's telling him he can't guard me. Give me the ball. Doesn't matter if the one guy's coming. If you switch, doesn't matter. Too small. And that's just an NBA. Boom. That's an old school NBA. That's a mid 2000s. Going to get you in the mid post. That's Michael Jordan. Every one of his highlights right there. Boom.
Yeah, great take there from Ament. I would have done a little bit more of a taunt after that, like he's too little or something. But
yeah, you play with a lot more fire. You're more of a jerk. Nate's a classy man. Nate's just telling his team, "Give me the ball, give it to me," rather than putting down his opponent. You should have seen William just bullying poor Bubba and Bob, and he kicked Jack. He threw Jack into the wall.
No.
He kicked Luca, threw Jack into the
A
wall.
little too much job.
throwing a guy through a wall, Bogdanovich just got sent back home.
54 points. Just a beautiful, beautiful half of basketball. 24-point victory. Lead, excuse me. We will see. You've seen this. You've seen some teams get mad about this in the NBA Cup. Like actually running the score up. Like, do you think Barnes would have it in him to try to win by 40 to 45? Like,
I think that's understood from all the coaches, though.
Yeah.
They understand what you have to do coming into a tournament like this. Good to see Estrella getting some bounce, too.
yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look like that. I mean, that's some hang time in the air.
Got to feel good for him, too, after,
Yeah.
of course, the injury, just getting out there.
That rim has been diagnosed with a bone
swag
bruise.
right there.
Yeah.
That's some fire after a big play. That's what I'm looking for.
And look, it's like we talked about, Barnes, I don't know if Barnes can call the dogs off because it seems like all 11 of our guys can play. And like, it seems like Rutgers is overmatched. And again, you can't really tell this roster like, hey, $1 million is on the line, because if you finish in the top 4, you get $1 million. You can't tell them like, hey, let's play with class. Like, hey, coach, we got to go here and get this money.
Yeah,
Like, Nate, Mick, Jacoby, they might have, $150,000 is nice for anybody, but for those guys on the back of the bench, those guys, just kind of that don't have the big NIL deals. This is a year salary they could maybe get if they can beat, Rutgers by about 50 points today.
we've got people in the chat placing Final Four bets right now.
Do it before it moves. Do it before it moves.
First, Troy Henderson action. I was going to mention that during the break. We hadn't seen him yet, but first minutes for Troy Henderson off the bench.
Okay. Look at that defense.
There you go. That's gonna be
Shot clock. Give it up. Let's go.
good stuff
No
there.
reason to reach
Come
there.
on.
Not one critique. Don't reach there. No reason. Little offense for defense. So yeah, they're maximizing every possession right now, Sam. It's like, hey, take out your defensive guy, put in Gillespie. Let's get us another bucket here.
That's some Jemai Meshack
Yeah.
defense right there from Boswell.
Was about to say the same thing. Like I said, don't love the reach here right before the shot clock expires, but just one after another switch. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Yep, keep coming out here. Like, didn't love that swipe there. Could almost belt him out, but other than that, A++ on the defense.
Thomas Whitehead asks, "Where's Cody?"
Cody is getting ready for his trip to California. He's going to California with his mom. Plus, he doesn't like hanging out with us. He can say he likes the basketball team too, but he don't really care about the basketball team either.
Little update during the break. Tennessee moves up to 17 in the AP top 25 poll for hoops.
Okay. Oh, for hoops. Okay.
Yes, for
okay.
hoops. Well, the AP poll for football was yesterday.
They came out. Where do we end up there? 19th,
18.
20th, 18th? Okay.
18.
All I saw was the coaches poll yesterday.
Yeah, coaches. Yeah. So AP poll for football, 18. for hoops. Comes out at 1 o'clock.
It's sick.
Came out at 1 o'clock.
It's sickening. Like a 17th is just too low. Like it's just.
Well, this is taking into account what has transpired before this.
I hear you, but it also takes into account the offseason lack of respect that I've talked about. Like having that Kentucky team, having Arkansas ranked ahead of Tennessee. Like at what point are we going to say, hey, John Calipari, it's not 2015 anymore? Like
this was all a ploy by AP voters to have the poll go out before we started. You know, they didn't want to see us look this good.
Eggs on their face. Eggs on their face.
See what we can do here with the last shot.
Let's see what. Man, I just run. Yeah, 2-man game. Gillespie and Ament are there. Boom.
You're gonna get a foul somewhere.
Easy money. It's all right.
Good tip in.
I was gonna say shoot a little bit early for the offensive rebound, but shot at a perfect time. That is a perfect half of basketball.
That's just beautiful.
Good job by Rick Barnes and the boys. Great job by Estrella, Gillespie, Nate Ament. That is about as good as you can play basketball from the offensive side. I like that 5 you have right there. I think ultimately that's your best 5. Sam, agree or disagree?
Yeah, agree. I think eventually that like you'll see this defense tighten down with that group as kind of the season goes on. And I think just for maximum potential, that's easily your best 5.
You know, honestly, it's like with the Josh Heupel offense. You have to sacrifice some defense if you're going to just play that good of offense. Like you can not focus on being a top 5 Ken Palm defense. You can be number 10. If your offense can be like, number 15 or so, like you can sacrifice a little bit of defense if you're going to play so good offensively. William, any first half thoughts before we take a little bit of a timeout and recharge? I still got to eat lunch.
Yeah, I'm putting out the graphic real quick, but we can rehash what we see in the first half when we come back.
All right, we'll come back a little bit before the first half gets started. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We're just going to keep it running. Zach's going to keep firing off some great graphics like that. That's a great looking graphic for Gillespie. 23 points, 8 of 12, 4 of 6 from 3.
Efficient.
I got no reason to think he can't hit another 4 threes in the second half to get to 8 already. I don't want to call it the best half of offensive basketball or even say Gillespie's half is the best half performance or nothing like that. But like he's on pace right now to get to 46 while completely controlling the game. Like I don't think he's going to have a second half as good as his first half, but like 35 points is firmly on the table, right? Like at this point, you would take over, Sam, when I say over, when I say 31 and a half.
Yeah,
you got to take the over at this point, right?
Yeah.
So like he should get to 34, 35 points. Great half. All right, Zach, put us up a little commercial break graphic. We'll come back in a couple minutes and get reset for the second half.
All right, back for the second half as Tennessee leads Rutgers 56-30 after a really, really strong first half from the Volunteers. Jacoby Gillespie, the star of the show, with 23 points on 8 of 12 shooting. Nate Ament drops in 17 points himself on 6 of 9 shooting, really efficient from him. 3 of 5 from 3, too, something you pointed out earlier, how he had kind of been struggling early in the season from behind the arc. 3 for 5 in this one. Really, really strong performance all the way around. The only thing I could say to critique would be the amount of fouls you had. You kind of racked that up early.
I hope that Rick Barnes or somebody yelled, maybe Gillespie, maybe Nate at himself whenever he turned down that corner 3 at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
Because something did click for him when it came to aggressiveness. Like maybe it was the coast to coast steal and layup he got that, got him going. But that was a very confident player just sizing someone up to shoot 3. Oh, they got Bruce Pearl here.
Yeah, Bruce Pearl on the broadcast.
Candace and Bruce. I got to say, it feels good seeing them there together while we're up 26.
Bruce is happy he doesn't have to play against us this year.
Also happy having to pretend that he doesn't love us more than Auburn, I would say. He now just sit there and admit it to Candace, like, wow, Tennessee.
And he's got that orange jacket on, too.
Yeah.
It's kind of more
mix of the tweener.
It's kind of more Auburn orange, but still, they throw him on the broadcast. They looked at the score, 26-point lead. They're like, all right, we need some commentary for this second half.
The over-under for Tennessee in the second half, 95.5 points. 31.5-point spread. Any leans either way?
I mean, really, with the way the first half went, you just anticipate Tennessee's able to keep it up. But Tennessee did shoot, really well. Does that come back to the mean, per se, in that second half? So
you would think so, and I do think you'll see some, unless they are fully focused on the $1 million, which maybe they are. I feel like human nature would mean they did back off a little bit and maybe not play the full 20 minutes full speed. But I do hope that in this tournament, like we keep saying, where point differential matters, that Tennessee plays this half as hard as they played last half. Rutgers getting a nice and 1 coming out.
Yeah, Dylan Grant gets things started. Takes Cade Phillips to the basket, and another foul. This one's going to be
odd. This TV was ahead of that. This TV was ahead in the first half. Now this TV's ahead in the second.
Well,
half.
I think
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I'd say the positive is you can watch it live, and you can get a replay if you missed it.
Well, yeah, I could do that. I'm just saying it's weird that it's switched.
Yeah,
I don't like my eyes having to go up here.
Yeah, this changes everything. This changes everything for me. So we'll see how this, Tennessee pulled away whenever they kind of got away from this lineup. Phillips already headed to the bench. Barnes upset after that defensive possession. Abram, kind of coming in. Him and Carey, we'll see offensively what Tennessee can do. Gillespie, is he picking up where he left off? No.
Yeah, I didn't love that possession there, though. You're kind of standing around up top. You're trying to get Gillespie open, but it leads to a forced shot when you only give him about 5-6 seconds to do something with it. Looks like he stepped out of bounds there.
There you go, Nate. Way to get that rebound.
Might be
a
a
call
travel.
walk.
That length on full display right there, though. You got, Carey, Akpara, and Amon all going after it. It's 3 guys all above 6'8" at least with Carey.
19.2 rebound margin, plus 19.2 leads the NCAA. Now, Tennessee hasn't really been tested against big teams, but they're a plus 12 right now on the day. So, as we get more and more data points, we'll see at some point where we just have to believe that Tennessee is the best rebounding team in the country. But there is a lot of size down there, man.
Good block from Ament.
Let's get the offense rolling again. Let's go.
Abram with the bad pass there from Ament.
All right, let's get the good players in. Let's get the players that can play offense in. Abram and Carey taking turns trying to get the ball in. That's not the offense that led to us scoring 56 points.
Well, I think the main difference so far through 2 minutes is a lot of your action is under the basket right now, trying to get Gillespie open. A lot of the first half stuff was with Gillespie up top with the ball, So I'd like to get back to that. It just leads to a lot of standing around and waiting up top.
Yeah, the zone's going to take Tennessee out of the rhythm a little bit there. You're going to have Gillespie shoot him out of it. That's what he did in the first half when he started draining threes. They had to get out of it. You need him and Nate just to kind of continue to look for their shot.
That's a blow
Dylan
by
Grant
there for Carey. That's terrible defense.
Yeah.
Dylan Grant, 4 points now in the second half.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like Carey's clearly like your fifth big.
Good seal there from Akpara.
Little push in the back. There you go, Carey. Way to be active. I'm fine with Carey being the enforcer. I'm fine with him being out there and knocking some people around. But, I feel like he's right there with Dwayne Brown in terms of, my comfortability with him in the game right now. And Brown might be ahead of him.
Gives you more offensively at least, and if how much are you really looking for that guy defensively when you've got Akpar already out there?
There you go. Good
There you
take.
go.
There we go.
That's
Gillespie
two
picking up.
baseline out of bounds plays that Tennessee's excelled at so far.
Gillespie wanted to and one there. You would think he'd earned the benefit of the doubt after the first half. Let's go, boys. I want to break 100. That's going to be tough to do, but let's get
Tough shot. Yeah.
let's get to at least 90. Let's
Good
get to
block
90.
there from Felix.
That's a jump.
Ought to be a jump ball.
Let's go.
Tennessee with the possession.
Ugh.
Or is it still wrong on
That's a good
the
question.
the TNT broadcast has the possession for Tennessee, but our
Zach, did you switch yours over yet, or where we at? Okay.
yeah.
Now Rutgers has got it.
Yeah, now
We're
Rutgers
also-
has got it. Yeah.
Uh,
I guess with the half changing,
Yeah,
it
he
went,
didn't change it at half,
went
yeah.
back. Yeah, so Rutgers with possession now.
There's Nate,
Zach.
another
that.
beautiful two-man.
Got
There,
game,
woo,
another knockdown.
man, look at the rotation on that one.
Nate is vibing. He is unlocking what we've been waiting for. That
Yeah.
was another just great Gillespie getting to the free throw line, driving, zone collapses, boom, kick out. Practice shot right there.
Really good spin on that ball, too. You could see it from here.
9 for 14 from 3 as a team. I mean, that's all just pretty much Gillespie. Akpara got his one, and then it's all Gillespie and Nate.
Could be another foul on Carey there. Trying to see what he's up to now, because that's a
Probably 3.
I got a couple friends that actually are out there for this tournament. Did you have anybody go out there? Do you know anybody out there right now? I'm curious how they did tickets because it's very sparse, obviously, right now, a 10 a.m. start. But I didn't know if they did like sessions or if you just had to buy per game and you had to hurry up and get out of there. Do you get to hang around and watch another game?
I feel like it's a session thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe
maybe
you
a
get 2
morning.
tickets at once.
Yeah, maybe a morning and afternoon type of thing.
Jalen,
Yeah, I'm all-
Jalen Carey with 3.
I'm all right if Carey is in foul trouble. Like I said, I think I'd rather see anybody else out there.
See, I think the good
Come on, boys.
a rebound you'd like to have there, but Tennessee forcing a lot of deep and tough shots for Rutgers.
Had 2 guys going for it as Akpara just kind of hurting the team by knocking off.
Now we've got Crane and Baylor on this other screen. I like the court a lot better in this Crane Baylor. This is where the Aces play.
Okay.
Michelob
Yeah.
Ultra Arena. I don't know. That's got a better aesthetic to it, in my opinion.
That's a nice, cozy gym. I was there a couple months ago. It's a nice little gym. Not a bad seat in the house.
Yeah. Wonder if Cam Carr runs into some of his former teammates this week.
It sucks because Cam Carr looks really good, but also like he quit on the team. Like I've seen some fans online, pining, wishing he was still here. There are very few people that I would consider in Knoxville bigger Cam Carr fans than I was. And him quitting on the team was just such a disappointment. But you're kind of seeing that potential be realized here as he is. I mean, he's Baylor's go-to guy, right? It seems like whenever
Right on cue right here.
yeah, he's got the ball, another nice little drive and kick out. You move the ball. That's a Cam Carr created hockey assist there for 3, but
How well would he have really fit on this team? He feels like a guy who needs a lot of volume.
It
And
seems like
how
he
much
gets the
volume are
volume,
you
yeah.
going to get with Gillespie and Amen already there?
oh, 100%. And like I said, plus he quit on the team. So like he didn't buy into the defensive culture for sure. But I do give him credit for kind of realizing that offensive game though, because you kind of saw flashes of it at times at Tennessee, but he just couldn't put it together. looks like he's grown a little bit too, or something. His body looks a little different to me too.
Oh, he looks. I mean, he just looks like a. I don't know, one of these young players that come out of college or high school, just undersized and kind of lanky, or not maybe not undersized, but just lanky.
Yeah.
And don't have a lot of muscle to him. That's what he looks like. But
Yeah,
he may have grown. I don't know.
There was that hype for him last offseason, that some places were calling him a top 10 NBA pick and really gassing him up. And the potential's there.
They don't look wrong right now.
No, but again, he quit. He quit on the boys.
Yeah.
I don't miss him.
Enough Cam Carr for the day.
Yeah. As he had 3 buried in his eyes. Let's go, Bob Baskerville. Coach those Blue Jays up. Let's go. Make a run. Let's do it.
Now back after the second break, Tennessee leads 27, outscoring Rutgers 5-4 in this second half.
I want to give a shout out to Surfside for the watch along. If you haven't tried the Surfside yet, oh my God, what just happened? I choked.
He gets choked up talking about it. It means so much to him.
It was the DoorDash. I ate some chips. I got some chips stuck in my throat. I'm gonna wash it down the little Surfside. Very delicious.
I didn't need that sound.
Yeah, the ad lib was much.
If you haven't tried these yet, pick you some up. Drink responsibly. 21 and older and all those things. But shout out to Surfside for making the watch along happen. These are delicious.
Yeah, they're my go-tos now.
Is this delay getting bigger?
I'm telling you, the bottom right is cooked. Bruce and Candace are up there living it up on the top left.
I did put a decreased delay on it because you can do that on YouTube TV.
On the right or left side?
Both. I did it on both.
Okay. We are shooting free throws, which Tennessee. I don't know if Barnes. I don't know if Barnes gave them the memo. I don't know if Barnes yelled at them during the halftime break.
Yeah.
About fouling.
Yeah, that's fine. I think this is a better view anyway. I think he got tripped up during the break.
But if he did, it was met with deaf ears. It fell on deaf ears
Here
because
go.
Tennessee already with 3 fouls again in the first, 3.5 minutes of the 4.5 minutes of the half.
There you go. Nothing.
Should have waited.
Okay.
Had him up in the air, went back.
There you go,
good block
Akpara.
from
Give me
Akpara.
that.
There you go, Akpara. And there's a wide open 3 for Bogdanovich. Whatever.
Zerno's been a big factor for them today.
Like the rim protection, Tennessee has to keep this at least a 25-point victory, as far as I'm concerned.
We got David Harper out there, the guy with the.
That's
good
beautiful.
pass.
Yeah.
Rutgers, I will give Rutgers credit. Their coach is really trying to get them to play with some passion. I don't know if you guys saw that when they came out and scored, going on a 4-0 run. He's looking at the bench and trying to fire them up. Like they're trying to play hard and actually, not get embarrassed, not get blown out here. It does seem like they're still playing hard, protecting the rim and such.
Well, these tournament style games with, not many fans there or anything like that, runs are a big thing. If Rutgers could spin off a, 12-2 run, they're right back in it, So important for Tennessee to stay on pace and continue to play the way they did in the first half. But, you've already got a team in Rutgers right now making some plays on both ends. But
yeah, Tennessee, only 5 points so far?
6 points.
6 points
and
now.
a half. Rutgers outscoring the Vols 8-6 in this period.
Yeah, that free throw just made it 6. So, basically a point a minute so far. Not good for Tennessee after such a blistering start. Let's not flirt with the team total, boys. Let's go score us 85, 86
There's
points.
a turnover.
Let's go. Way to get in the passing lane and just kind of be a distraction there. Didn't get a piece of it, of course, or else they wouldn't have called a backcourt, but he at least distracted it. Let's get Gillespie going. Let's get Nate and Gillespie going again. All right, here we go. A little screen, boom. What's the second action?
We'll give credit to
There
Rutgers.
it is. Kick out. Good drive. What are we doing?
Felix.
There you go.
Got him.
Boswell was like, what do I do with the ball out
Yeah,
here?
yeah.
Shoots.
Give Rutgers credit. They've been much better in the passing lanes and
That was good.
and switching. But that right there, though, overcommits. Zerno overcommits, leads to an opportunity.
That was a great drive by Phillips. He just didn't finish it off with aggression.
Yeah.
Which he had bodies falling all around.
Akpara finished it with some aggression, though.
Akpara finished with aggression.
Yeah.
Like Phillips got there, got a couple of guys up off the ground. Maybe that's a pump fake. You just drive in, you hope you get fouled, but instead he kicked it out. And Boswell, like I said, is like, oh, what do I do? But we did find it. Akpara there for an easy slam.
Bruce Pearl, Risen, Candace Parker during the timeout.
Let's see what Nate's going to go right there. Another drive, a little step back, smooth. Bad brick, but a smooth move. It's one of those like long two contested jumpers look really dumb when you don't make them.
Yeah.
Like you're like, that's not the shot we want.
There
We
you
don't
go.
go in.
Get that out in
Transition.
transition.
There it is. There's Boswell. Not even looking at the basket.
I don't think he had the angle.
Gillespie from
This
deep.
guy's got the angle.
I mean, that's just range, man. That
there
is
we
so
go.
much range.
Heat him back up a little bit. Let's go, microwave. Heat him up.
How about that? Let him right into that one.
Heat him back up. That's what, 5 now, threes for him. He was 4 for 6 at half.
Let's see. Gillespie up to 28, 5 of 7 from 3.
Yeah. I want him to get to 7. I want him to get to 8 here. Let's go.
A good foreshadow. If you joined us earlier, Sam and John were talking about how many threes he can make in a game. 6 or 7 was the original. He might even get there. He might get there today, for that matter.
Does seem like Boswell needs to be like in the starting lineup. Like I do think once he's healthy and kind of fully cleared, like I think you put him in there over Abram, right? Like it does feel like the energy's better with him out there. It just kind of leads to more havoc. And I don't want this Tennessee team to play slow. Like I do think they are going to be better trying to get out and move and good defensive stops and good turnovers, of course, leads to more transition. So I do think I like Boswell being there at that 2 spot for now.
When you're getting a game like this too, just from Gillespie and Amen, it's like you don't need. We've been talking so much about getting that that 2 spot kind of involved offensively. Like you don't really need Boswell to go out there and give you even 8 on a night like this.
Yeah.
Well, I think Abram gives you good defensive stuff like Boswell does. I think Abram just gives you better shooting because he's a guy that will shoot. You saw that against Tennessee State. Started the game off 3 or 4 from 3.
I do think maybe there's something to it that when you're playing out in transition and you're playing fast, the defense might look and be like, wait, I'm going to go guard Boswell thinking it's Gillespie. But then next thing you know, boom, they run out to Boswell and Gillespie's wide open. They get a little confused.
So he needs to grow his hair out a little bit more.
Just grow the hair out a little bit more, yeah.
Good play right there to tap it out.
Get it out. So there we go. See, that's the defense gets out, transition. Gillespie's going to get us a bucket here. He's going to do something good. There it is. Boom.
Catch
The 2-man game we've been
Oh
looking
my
for.
God.
Catch and shoot.
The 2-man game. It's simple.
Man
This is
down.
the feeling of the program right here. This is how you get to a Final Four. It's Nate and Gillespie just playing off of each other and then knocking down every shot they take. Like that helps. Here's some more transition. Get out.
Go run.
This needs to be a 30-point victory at the least at this point. Let's finish the half strong. Gillespie again. No way.
That's a heat check. That's one.
There it is. Boom.
Oh,
There
he
it
come
is.
back.
Oh,
The bench wants it too. Look at the bench standing up. Look at everybody. Well, they're sitting down now, but they're all standing up. They want it.
Oh,
Is that
Boswell. Boswell with some
Okay.
English. What a take.
Holds up the left hand of the bench.
Yeah.
Like Shaq. Look at me. Sam, anything in the second half you're sweating bet-wise?
nothing second half. I mean, at this point, all I have is the team total, so that's just what I'm going for.
Whoa. Boo. You got what? The team total?
Team total. So
Okay.
we're feeling good.
We're feeling good about that.
Yeah.
I took my own advice. I went ahead, locked in plus 750 Final Four, 30-1 national title just before the
That's
odds
good
start
luck.
going down. Yeah, the original team total was 78.5. We're feeling good about that one. Let's go ahead and cash that. That'll pay for the Final Four and national championship bet. I even took an alternate before the game, Sam. 84.5 at plus 235, 87.5 at plus 360. So we got
That's
a chance.
crazy.
We got a chance to go ahead and grab a couple of those too while we're at it.
They
12.5.
They didn't have confidence in us potentially going out and scoring 88 points against one of the worst teams in Power 4.
I know, and that's what I looked at. I wish I'd have put more on the plus 360, but especially in this field, like there was if you're gambling on this tournament, keep it in mind because I do think it's going to matter. In the NBA Cup, the first couple of years, you had an edge on the overs because people were playing so fast and keeping their starters in and fouling, trying to extend these games and get as many points as possible. I do think you're going to have the big point spreads, lay them, the overs. I feel like most of them are going to maybe play over on these first two games at least whenever they're still trying to get, style points. Is the chat say anything good in the chat?
Well,
People tune back in.
I'm just over here editing the graphics to put Gillespie on it. I mean, and Amit's played well.
Let's put both of them on there. Put them both on there. They're both deserving.
My only gripe towards Tennessee basketball right now is that they don't put out pictures on, like they do these dual pictures on Instagram, and I like pulling from the Instagram feed because they put a little bit more high def on it, and they don't do it as like football team does it. Like you can just swipe through pictures, gives me a ton.
If you're watching along, make sure that you're following us across all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those things. William does a good job putting out the graphics, baiting people.
Oh.
He's already got the Vols win ready. He's just waiting to fill in the final score.
Well, John, it's 72-40.
I was going to say, I think it's completely fair to go ahead and have it out there. We'll just wait to see what the final score is. Sam, make your prediction now. What's the final score going to be?
What do we got? 72-40 here.
Yeah.
Does Tennessee get to 90?
I was literally gonna say I think 90 to like.
If they don't get to 90 over the next 10.5 minutes, I'd be pretty disappointed with that. They just need 16.
Maybe like high 50s for Rutgers. 58, something like that.
Let's call it.
If we'll get there.
Let's call it 98 to 57 is what I'm thinking. 98 to 57. I think Tennessee's got 24 more points in them.
That'd be a statement, putting up 100 real quick.
Plus, it feels like 98. I do think you'll see the team try to get to that 100. Like, once you get close, the team starts going for it, right?
Well, again, something we talked about earlier, the point differential in this tournament matters. And if you want to play in that championship game, it's, you got to put up a lot of points. I think Tennessee's honestly probably got one of the best opportunities out of all these teams to do so.
Yep.
In their initial matchup.
Yep. In the initial matchup for sure. Like Alabama against UNLV tomorrow, I think that's a good chance for Alabama to make a statement. I know they're trying to avoid, conference matchups, but might not be able to if it's two teams playing for a championship. That'd be pretty funny if Alabama and Tennessee was playing for the title. I
will say UNLV went to Memphis last week, beat the Tigers at home.
Okay.
Josh Pastner coaches the Running Rebels. So
okay. Wonder if they'll have any type of home court. Like
I don't know.
Wonder if their fans show up at all for it. It's a big deal for them just to get the NIL money.
Yeah.
That's huge. That's program changing for UNLV.
Especially with the way they told Dan Mullen they can't pay him after 2 years.
Oh.
This is not a 5 that seems very interested in going out there getting closer to 90 here, John.
No, but like Estrella, was that a pass from Brown or a shot? It's like I don't know what that was, but Estrella falling around like crazy. It makes me nervous. I mean, he plays with reckless abandon.
Where do you guys stand with Ethan Berg?
I know Barnes loves him. I know Barnes compliments him. He said he came here. He wants some tough coaching. He's a guy that can handle the ball a little bit, but I don't know yet when it comes to like on the SEC level. Let's see what he does here. What's he going to do with it? Like I trust him more than Abram at this point. That's a nice little pass.
Evans got to shoot that. That's some freshman hesitation.
And then you lead to a bad possession. Yeah. That's one that Henderson is putting up regardless. Like Henderson is out there to shoot. For better or worse.
Evans might have gotten a piece of that though. That's a wacky looking.
Yeah, this is not $1 million lineup here, Barnes. If we're trying to win this game by 45, 50 and get these boys a chance to cash an extra $1 million, let's maybe put the good players in together. Because right now, I mean, like, what is this lineup, Barnes? Because who is supposed to be the offensive threat here? Berg? Is he just trying to force Berg into being more aggressive?
Dwayne Brown says, I'll take matters in my own hands.
Are we trying to force Brown into being aggressive? Like, put the good players in. Maybe let's give them all one last run, and we'll put the starters in for the final, 7 minutes and try to get to 100, try to blow this out.
Yeah, is this like a just get to the next media timeout lineup?
That's what I'm hoping, but was that Barnes that called the timeout?
That's too much of this.
Okay. Barnes said, we gave you a chance. I liked what I saw from Brown. All right, put the good players back in. Let's go get this money.
Now, throw this out there. Do you have to be undefeated for the point? Is it just point differential?
I imagine you have to win, too. Yeah.
Because I was about to say, if Tennessee were to win just
win by 60 and then lose to Houston by 5, then no, I think you have to be undefeated.
Yeah,
I think it's just a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
It'd be a funny gaming of the system.
Yeah, that's what I was over here thinking. Let's see if we got any more on the chat. Gillespie came to chew bubble gum and hit threes. He's all out of bubble gum.
That means he's just here to hit threes.
JV squad, LOL.
Yeah, this team is not good. And please note that my excitement was not about what they're doing to Rutgers as much as it is just seeing the ceiling of Ament and Gillespie, or seeing what you can see from that 2-man game where they're just kind of overwhelming people.
Y'all letting John hog the Surfsides.
Well. I had to take one for the team. They didn't want to drink at 1 o'clock on a Monday, but I had to step up to the occasion. I had to rise up for the sponsor.
I will say I love the Surfsides. I was having them the T1s.
T1s are great.
I like the normal T1s.
I don't even like tea.
I don't. That's the thing. I don't like tea either, but I do like the tea Surfsides.
Imagine being like an NFL or like Herb Street and Fowler, what they had to do, during the whole second half of a 31-point beatdown. Well, you got to sit there and try to make the game interesting to the whole country. Like we can placate Tennessee fans, but you have to try to find stuff that everyone wants to watch.
They were clearly prepared, calling him Jerry Aguilar.
Yeah.
How do they do that? I didn't hear.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really have the volume up at the party I was at watching.
We'll say too on the bottom of the screen you can see where we've got a little promo for the watch party tomorrow. You can come see the playbook starting at 1 o'clock at Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria. We'll be there from 1 to 3, the drive from 3 to 6, and then watch Tennessee take on Houston live at Barley's. We appreciate them having us, and should be a good game tomorrow, at least for Tennessee. That taste in their mouth from back in March, I'd say, still looms for Barnes and a couple of players on this roster. Kind of looking ahead to that one as we've got a break here.
Yeah, it's one that hurts. Like, regardless, even if you win, it doesn't take away the sting from last year, but at least it's better than losing to them again, right? Like, it's one of those that, like, you want to beat them just to try to, A, get some confidence for this team, but B, just not be dominated by a program. You don't want Houston to all of a sudden get some type of mental edge like I feel like Purdue has done to us. Now I'm just terrified of Purdue. I'd like to get one on Houston. All right, did we fix this lineup coming out? No,
nope.
We did not.
We got the same group.
What are we doing, Rick? Again, I know I'm complaining about a 34-point beatdown, but I got to get to 86 points, boys. Let's go. That's a goaltend. Was that not a goaltend?
Not a goaltend, but a nice tap in from Dwayne Brown.
More rebounding, man.
These
are big minutes for Brown, though, proving that he can be trusted.
Well, I think Brown has showcased that throughout the early part of the season, being a true freshman. I mean, he came off the bench before Jalen Carey a couple of times in those initial out-of-conference games in Knoxville. So
I think that was partly punishing Carey for not really rebounding. Barnes was mad at him, but I also think it's Brown earning those reps, like taking those minutes from him. It's not like Carey's just losing them. Brown's been really effective when he's in.
I would agree. And again, that speaks to the depth that Tennessee has this year down low as compared to last year specifically, and really years past, where I think you've got a little bit of everything. Amari Abram, not Amari Abram, Amari Evans.
I see
I've
why
had
he
enough with this line.
Sends that one off the glass.
I see why he was hesitant to shoot the earlier three, Sam, as he about broke that backboard.
I think he's playing with a little bit of nerves right now. He doesn't.
He is, but I feel like you're just up 80 to.
This
You're
is
just
5 guys on our roster that can't get separation.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, who's supposed to be the threat here? Like, if this was Ament with these 4, I'd be okay. Like, let's let somebody get a chance being an alpha, but there's no alpha out here.
This Rutgers defense looks like Houston with these 5
That's
guys.
an
That's
offensive foul?
Yep, he's pushing off there.
All right, that should be a TV timeout, right? Because they took the timeout with 9 minutes left. We should get another one here. All right, let's get the good players in. Let's finish with a 40-point win.
He said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, Evans just. If I had to put some money down, I imagine Evans will not be back on the court. He just
No.
Barnes just shoot him out, and he walked right by him, didn't even look.
I don't know if we'll see him on the court tomorrow either
Yeah.
at all. Like tomorrow is just a go out and win by any means necessary. 150.5. I mean, Tennessee should have crashed under 96. Sam, I might have jinxed it with talking about my 87.5. There's
Yeah.
only 10 points here over the last 8 minutes. What are we doing, boys? Team total's down to 91.5, so you could hedge it a little bit.
You honestly might be your words here might be the biggest crutch to the team today. That stretch in the first couple minutes before we really got going.
Yeah,
and then
yeah. And I
talked
was
about
talking
over
about
86.5,
Yeah,
and
and
we've
don't
gone
forget about-
silent since
Yeah,
then.
don't forget about me talking about Gillespie hitting like 7 or 8 threes and scoring 30-something points. Like, yeah, don't forget about that. Me willing him to success. You gotta give me the good.
You
gotta give me the good ones.
Jacoby Gillespie's talents for you.
Then don't punish me for Rick Barnes throwing out Abrams, Evans, Brown. Who else was out there? Just Berg and Carey.
Maybe he's listening. Maybe
my
he's
words
like, oh,
my words can't control us throwing 5 non-offensive players out there together. That was
John's
some
got a
old-
live over. Rick's got a wire on this live stream.
They are in Vegas. They are in Vegas. They might have gotten to Rick, said, "Hey, we need to slow this down a little bit." Like Jordan said in the chat, at least put Boswell there. Like, yeah, force Boswell into like put somebody in there and let's do some like immersive therapy. Like, hey, you have to go out here and handle the ball and try to look for your shot and create it because nobody else is going to do it. Like, let's force you into it. Just like tying your right hand behind your back. You're going to learn to dribble with your left today. Let's do that. But no, yeah, it was just a bunch of, like I said, maybe that's what he was trying to do with Berg, but that experiment is over. Hopefully the good players come back in. Russell, you guys going live at 3 or you wait till the game's over? Okay. I was gonna say if the radio and app will be ready to go, and we can go in there and just the video will be easy to like fix after that. But we'll just have to move out of these chairs and. Oh no. Okay, so it kind of worked out. Okay. Bishop Boswell with 5 assists. How about that? Doesn't feel that way watching him. Maybe the stat keeper confused Boswell with Gillespie. Like my defensive theory. Maybe they're like, hey, that's a nice pass.
Well, I think they've had a couple of transition opportunities, and
all right, we got what? Boswell, Phillips. There's Ament, Akpara, Gillespie. Okay, we got the A team back in here.
the Goon Squad is gone.
Yeah. Rick Barnes obviously knows what he's doing, so there had to be some method to the madness. But I did not like that. Did we lose more points? Did I just say it was 80-40? Well, did we lose 2 points and they gained 2 points?
No, I think this is on them. 81-45 is the correct score.
Oh, so we're getting ready to hit 3. Wow, spoiler alert.
Well, no, we had 80.
Well, now it says 80. Now I just took 2 away.
So it's 80-45. We got the right. They're wrong on here. Well, that would be.
They have no clue what the hell's going on. Now Rutgers is about to score again. What is happening? What is the score? How many points do we need to score here? We got to win by at least 35, boys. Let's go. We also got to get to 87. What are we doing? Let's go.
Oh, get that back cut.
Oh, no back cut.
That's
Oh,
true.
nice
Oh,
pass.
good pass.
Great pass by Gillespie. Update the assist count. And how much time left? You might that's probably ahead of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna get a steal in a bucket. Or miss in a bucket or something. Maybe. 602. Nope. Yeah, I think the app's just wrong. Maybe they give it there. Okay, so I'm going to operate
They
as if
have-
it's 80 to 51.
I'm going to operate as it's 82 to 49. They gave, yeah, you see, there we
Okay.
go. Yeah.
All right.
I think they just gave him an extra bucket or logged it incorrectly.
Okay.
Now they're playing
Let's
pretty
go.
high up on Gillespie.
Yeah, but that's where you got to take them. There you go. Get to the bucket.
Way to corkscrew his way to the paint.
Get up there. I don't know if we're going to get to that 97 or 98. I don't think we're going to get there, but 90 still firmly on the table. Maybe we can get to like 93, 94. See if we can get Rutgers on a little bit of a drought. But see, here's what we've been talking about. Oh, come on, Gillespie. Bum, what are you doing, Gillespie? I thought you were good. But this is what we're talking about, all game long, about just the difference in mentality in this $1 million tournament. These guys would obviously never be in. And they messed the score up again. They took the points away again. Now ESPN took the points away too.
I don't think anyone knows what's going on.
They got it at 8. Well, as I was getting ready to say, that we got a different mentality. We're taking Gillespie out. Okay.
Keep him fresh for tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. Prioritizing his health and legs.
Because he's like our one, like,
our main
damn
guard.
near 40-minute a guy game.
Yeah. Yeah, they've given up. They took the scoreboard off and said, we don't know what the score is. They're trying to make phone calls. The game is not close, so nobody should be freaking out too much about it. But what was the over-under in the game, Sam? Do you remember?
I don't.
144 and a half.
144 and a half. So, I mean, what, 132? Should still be an over. But that's why people are still watching.
And done. It helps too when you've got BetMGM and MGM Resorts right there to remind you about it.
Push it. Push it.
Get
Here's where Nate, this is your offense right now. This is your show. And
Yep,
there's
all day.
the,
Getting held there.
maybe a hold there.
They got
on
Phillips'
Phillips.
arm.
I can live with that miss, though. That's the aggression we like to see.
Some valuable minutes here for Troy Henderson playing with basically the starters here.
So do they swap him out with Gillespie?
Yeah.
Okay. 28. What are we doing?
It's like Barnes goes with another timeout.
Not wasting an opportunity to chew his guys out if he doesn't like what he's seeing.
I think the tongue lashing is simple. Hey, you guys want $1 million? Lock in and finish this game. Let's not undo all the work we did here.
Yeah.
Let's not go from a 38, 40-point victory down into like the 22, 24 range. Finish strong. Russell, if you end up wanting to just go live, let us know. We can shut this down early and get you on. 4.5 minutes, but it probably means it's going to be a 15 minutes of game time. Okay. If you're waiting for the drive, it will be coming up after the conclusion of the game.
Yeah, so you got another media timeout when you get under 4 here, so we'll probably hit a break here in a second as well.
That was voluntary reaction after the Florida game, Russ. People fired up. Sense of relief. Anybody mad about the second half? Yeah. It's good. Glad we can still complain after a 20-point victory. They did not make the NIT last year. They were 15 and 17.
How has Dylan Harper been in the NBA?
That's what I was getting ready to ask. I feel like he's been solid, but I haven't watched him much.
He's going to be the future. They're going to kick Fox to the curb here soon.
Yeah, I know they like him.
Ace Bailey fitting right in Utah.
Let's go. Come on, Boswell. All right, Nate, bail him out. This is where you're the NBA player. Bail him out. That's a bailout. That's fun. This 87.5 is in trouble. Oh,
Basketball
no.
movement.
Oh, no. Rebound. Come on, Nate.
Good board from Boswell.
Give it to Nate. Slowing the pace down.
You looked.
Oh, no. The Goon Squad's coming back in. Oh, no. At this point, the 83.5 might be cooked.
Points are coming at a premium for the
Oh,
last 4 minutes
no.
here.
I got 84.5. I need 85 and 88. I don't think we're getting to 88. We got to get this 85 at least. Oh, no. The Goon Squad. They've made the call. We got to stop this John Reed guy. Put the goons in.
If we're throwing this group out, I'd like to see a little Clarence Masamba, honestly.
That's $1 million, Rick. But also, it's a not get Nate Amen. It's a not get Nate Amen and everybody hurts type of game as well. If you're Rutgers, just put your bench in too, bro. What are you trying to prove? What are you trying to prove?
Should there be a pity prize for the last place team who has the worst point differential?
They just have to pay their money back.
I like that.
They should get no NIL money.
They have to pay the winning team.
Yeah. That would be a good one. Like, hey, we only got 17 million that we can really give out here. One's got to come from you, buddy.
It's just interesting that, Turner Sports is taking over all of this. They lose the NBA, and now they're trying to be college basketball, but they got the Big East and they've got the Big 12. I guess that helps the Big 12 get off ESPN Plus because all those games used to be on ESPN Plus. But I don't know, it's still kind of weird seeing like some of the same people. Who's the guy up in the top right in the blue jacket?
The Big East is on TNT this year?
Yeah,
I thought it was on NBC.
Some games they did they split it up. So they had like St. John's and Ryder the other night. And then it was St. Francis, the guy in the blue jacket.
Him?
Yeah. He does NBA.
Yeah, that's Steve
NBA.
Smith, ain't it?
No.
Is that right? It's
No, not Steve Smith.
No,
He
who
does
is it?
NBA TV. I can't remember his name, though. I think he played for the Magic. I can't remember his name.
Oh, that's not Steve Smith. Yeah, who is that? DNT.
Man, UNLV, Maryland, that's a late game tonight. 12 a.m.
Well, that's what time Alabama is tomorrow. Alabama, UNLV playing at midnight tomorrow. I guess they're like, hey, UNLV will let you play, but you got to be the midnight shift both times. All right, boys. Somebody's got to step up and get some buckets here. We got to get to 85 points. Come on. We have got to get to 85 points. This would be a bad beat after scoring 56 points in the first half. What are we doing?
It's going to take a 3, I feel like.
Well,
There's
you got
1
to throw
second.
something up.
Shoot it.
Actually, not a.
Oh, my God. What are we doing? How many fouls Rutgers got? 6. All right, yeah, let's just draw some fouls. Come on. Draw some fouls.
Yeah.
Oh, it was clear, yeah.
And good effort
Clear
from
as
Abram.
day.
But again, I don't like how you've got basically 2 guys down low next to each other posting up on opposite sides. And then everyone's just looking around trying to feed it in. The offense in the first half was fluid. It was good.
The
Second half, I haven't seen a whole lot of that.
They suckered me in to get my money on the Final Four on the national championship, and then they're like, actually, we're not good at basketball. What has this second half been? Oh, they're shooting free throws. All right, let's get a little free throw contest going. Let's get the drive on at like 3:45. The bets. We got to get. Really need 4 more points. 4 more points. Yeah. I mean, you would think so. Well, you would think so, but the last time I watched a basketball team play in this arena, or at least one of the times, the time I watched them in person, I watched the Las Vegas Aces score like 52 points. And it was a very gross over It was, especially if you have the over. The other team scored 112 points. We got there by like a point and a half. And then Las Vegas, I came home and they won like 18 games in a row and then the championship. So I don't know what the hell happened. 4 more points. Please, for the love of God.
Good day for Zerno, our guy for Rutgers.
Yeah.
Some sets for Evans.
This is pitiful. This is pitiful.
Troy Henderson's not afraid to shoot it.
This is just pass the ball until 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Goodness.
There we go. Foul. Some free throws. That's the only chance they have. But my God, this is. What do you think Barnes
This is what I'm saying about Masamba. Like, you have no scores out on this court. You might as well go see what you got with him.
What do you think Barnes' thought?
There we go.
Right on cue.
There you go,
Right on
Sam.
cue.
He said, "I'll get somebody that'll shoot." What do you think the idea here is behind it? Just like these are the guys we can most afford to lose. These are just the end of the bench guys, the guys we need the least this weekend, or the rest of this week. Excuse me.
Tennessee was 0 points in the last 3 minutes.
Trust me, I know.
One of these guys on the court is going to go be asked to give you like 10 or 12 big minutes in an SEC game at some point. And I think it's just like figuring out who you think you can go with.
Well, like at the 12-minute mark, we were asking if we were going to get to 90.
Oh, I said 98. I said 98 coming out of halftime. This is brutal. This might be the last watch along I do. We got to find a bucket a minute here. Let's go. Somebody step up and be a hero. Somebody step up. This is big for the $1 million, boys. Every point counts. He wants it.
We'll say, again, said it earlier, Rutgers has been much better off of screens and
I don't want to see another
lanes.
Jalen Carey post up.
Ooh, how about that?
I still don't want to see it.
With one leg up.
I still don't want to see it.
How about that?
I do appreciate him after clanking 2 free throws. That's the least he could do. There you go. Shoot fast. Rebound.
Some good defense, good board.
Back up.
See me getting some.
No.
Oh. You know, Carey for a guy that's a veteran.
Has
sometimes not met that requirement.
Somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to be a hero here. Somebody's got to flop and draw a foul. Come on. There it is. There it is. That's how you do it. This is your time, Carey. This is what you came from Vanderbilt for.
There we go.
Let's go. This is how you do it. What did I say the other one was? 88.5 or 87.5? 87.5?
I thought it was 86.5.
Well, I had 2. I had one that was 84.5 and then the other one 87.5. Okay, so somebody needs to step up and hit a 3.
They better score here on this next possession because they'll dribble it out.
Yeah, they will. Somebody's got to step up and hit a 3. Somebody's got to be a hero. Who's it going to be? Tennessee's got like 5 variations of the same guy. It's like a Pokemon evolution chart.
I still get real confused when it's Boswell and Gillespie out there.
Well, I'll make sure we get all that. It'll be good.
There we go.
Somebody come down and hit a 3. Somebody make a play. Well, I think obviously final thoughts here. We great performance. Feel better about the team overall. Feel better about the chances tomorrow against Houston. Disagree with either one of those takes?
I think they met my expectations for today. I thought this would be an opportunity for Tennessee to flex their muscles. I thought they did that, and now you ride into tomorrow with some momentum. Tomorrow's going to be a different matchup, much better team, much better defense.
You're going to have a little bit of a rest advantage over them. You get to be the first game of the day.
Yeah, but again, at least for today, expectations were met, and I haven't loved the end of the game, but again, you're kind of working with some.
You bum. You bum. Well, yeah, I got a couple alternate overs. 3 there would have been good. Wide open in the corner. All right, we did good. We did good. I'll help you. I'll go.
Oh, okay. I thought he was saying we're good, we're done, but I guess we'll hold on here for the last.
There we go, William. We got some shiny jaws right there.
Yeah, there we go. Hey, real quick, shout out to Zach. Great job today.
Yes, sir.
On the production side, making sure everything runs smoothly on the graphics and everything. So shout out to Zach. Going to be a big win for Tennessee in day one of the Players Era Festival. I was going back and forth. I thought it was tournament, but I get on here it's festival. But
That's what I thought too, actually.
I guess we can call it whatever.
It does feel like it's maybe more of a festival with the like the way that these teams are kind of aligned and everything, and some of the differentiating factors down the stretch. We'll see if we can get John, Troy Henderson 3 off the mark.
They just switched the camera angle up all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
they did. They said, "Hey, I kind of like this angle. I'm not gonna lie." Yeah. I don't mind basketball sky cam at all. One last chance here.
One last chance for John to get some points. Tennessee leads by 25. I would have liked a 30-point win personally, and you had the opportunity to do so. But 25-point win is still a
This is probably perfect for what Barnes wants, honestly. Like you show that ceiling of what you really are in that first half, and then the second
good
half
pass.
you don't look as sharp.
Oh, John. All right. Will they dribble this out? Or are they going to go for it?
I think you gotta
Will they dribble this out, or are they going to go
put
for
it
it?
up before the shot clock expires, right? Let's not take a turnover. That's not Rick Barnes basketball.
Got to end on a high note.
Little baselines out of bounds practice here.
Oh, the shot clock. Yep. Oh, no.
Another one.
Jeez Louise. Woo. Oh, there you go.
All right. Clean 25.
John in the background, not amused. Not amused by
Comes
the
up
end of the
short.
game. Well, this has been fun. We appreciate you listening along, watching along for our Tennessee basketball watch along presented by Surfside. We appreciate Surfside for supporting this today. We'll be live at Barley's tomorrow, starting at 1 o'clock. The playbook with myself, tipping things off at 1 o'clock there. The drive from 3 to 6. And then tomorrow night, we got the watch party. So come out and join us at Barley's tomorrow.